This play out a lot among families.
You see, a lot of people have made mistakes with familiarity and they don't even know.
It play out within families with over entitlement. Not just entitlement only, over entitlement or transactional relations.
So let me tell you some instances. I'm sure a lot of our friends must have gone through this, or they're also going through it. You go to your guy's place, or you go to your uncle's place, or anybody's place, and then they give you a leeway, make you feel comfortable. So you start from the fridge. Let's say you start from the table. So you drink all the beverages, but with time below you just drink the whole thing. Then from there you move to the fridge. You have your way. Then next to where kitchen, you can quickly fix yourself a meal and take meat from the pot. Then you know where the next is going to be. The room. They'll pick your perfume now. They'll take your shirt now. They'll take your shoe now.
Is it then they go shopping?
So that's how it works. Familiarity.
Not even knowing how much it takes you to buy all.
So I know some, you go visit them. They know you've done that thing to them. Maybe in their mind, you're going back to school. And maybe he has promised to sustain you through school and you're in a private university. He knows for that year, $1 million is going down. You're going to drop about $1 million, your school fees and your upkeep. But all of a sudden, you're in school, you're stranded, you're calling him, he's not answering you. There's a familiarity problem.
True, 100%.
Either you've eaten his wife's meat, or you drank his brandy,
100%.
or you entered his bedroom to take his.
Because it wasn't so like that. It evolved to become.
There was familiarity that has
triggered that
content,
and it's a very great trigger. It can trigger a lot of things.
There's this story in the Bible. They say, how does it say it? You can help me here if you remember the part where your neighbor goes to borrow salt in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
The Bible encourages you to, if you have the salt,
give.
It's the same in Proverbs, I think 27:17, that says, seldom your feet in your neighbor's house, lest he gets weary of you. You know what just happened there? Familiarity. If you need salt and you knock on your neighbor's door in the middle of the night, your neighbor should open the door for you and give you salt. In fact, you'll be so happy and ask you, share a need. Don't you need crayfish?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you have? He will make the offer. You come the next midnight, you ask for salt. You come the third midnight, you ask for salt. He may now in the afternoon give you money. You know why he was telling you?
Child, don't come again.
Don't come again. Buy your salt. Because for it to be in the holy books, I'm sure it reflects in the Quran and it reflects in other holy books.
He said, I will only not give you what you asked. Are you sure you don't need more again? Because don't come again and disturb me.
So that's familiarity. You don't want to say you should not ask for salt. You need it. Yes, you're required. Even you, if they knock, you're required to give it. But once the situation, because the way the holy books put it, it says now you should seldom it, so it doesn't grow weary. So now you will be weary. Oh my, go frustrate now. You won't now. Why did they do this guy? Is this guy okay? Why did they do this woman say? I mean she don't they turn to insults.
Now she's saying this in the limelight of God now. Would you agree if you say, well, some people, that's just who they are. All right, some, they are aware of it, like we're saying it, but self-control. Because it's one of the things that God mentioned in the Bible. Then you begin to understand why. Because even with God, if you don't control yourself, and that's why one of the things, because these things, they have roots. and they have fruit. They all okay. For example, anxiety. Yeah. Where you see anxiety is a lack of self-control, because they rush.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have everything now, it's like no. Where the same thing you going through, the other person probably going through worse because of self-control. Do you understand?
Mighty. Unlimited. You know, in the Holy Books, it will say is vain repetition.
In prayers. Say no, the 1 year.
Even God said no one here.
As they do you, and repeat.
The same thing.
You say you don't take your reward.
What thing do this man?
I
What thing do this guy? What this guy? I don't want to use word. Which guy you creation?
And as they pain them, they believe say they go.
No. Even God know water. Now about familiarity now. What? What's in the?
Am I your mate?
What's going on here? Who be that self? Get out.
Delay am 12 more years.
Yeah.
Make you learn.
Familiarity.
12, in fact, angel shut heaven. Till they learn. You they come my place, you they knock my door like thing. Waiting the wrong.
I will open them. I don't open them.
Who show am the road self to this place? Because you know my name, Jesus. Now you can't carry my own second son name.
You can't go bet for Naira, all those sport betting. You can't call Jesus. Waiting concern them.
I tire.
Say you won't bet. Now familiarity now.
In other words, let me put it like Solomon would say, foolishness.
Absolutely. You know, some things annoy me. There were some videos then during World Cup. Men of God, prophets, in their different categories. I don't want to mention one religion, so they don't think I'm castigating. Because me, I'm God's advocate. They were now prophesying for football match. I said, what thing concern God? It's for your pleasure. Enjoy the football. It's whosoever wins now. Let the best man win. It's sportsmanship. So why would you, because you're familiar, you now do NIBG, you now turn the whole service because of a match? How does it concern God over familiarity?
You know, every time I think about Moses' story in the Bible, it's easy to read it in person. It's just Moses and in life. But if you break it down to that, this is someone's life. Someone that even start from his beginning, don't he?
Yeah.
Look at his beginning, from baskets upon sea to look at the journey of Moses. Look at whatever it is, and to now you being promised the promised land. To now be coming, okay, I beg, make I just see him. So okay.
Because he messed up.
Yes.
Family.
Yes. So okay, see him. You don't see him, but you see him when you enter. So go mountain, go by, go and die. Why? It got too familiar. I often say to people, I say, my approach towards God is first terrible, but he chooses to cover himself with so much great goodness, with so much greatness. But the core of God is terrible. Wait, I will let you talk.
Yep.
Just to open on that. The core of God, if you look at him carefully, that's why I use hand. It says great, which means it's true in nature. It's great and terrible. If you're not too familiar, it's a great God. Just let them be God. You say me, I know even the worthy to enter this temple.
You enter person's house. You say, go and fix something for yourself. You go drinking brandy.
Double walla for dead body.
If you drink the normal one, I do okay now.
The cognac.
You can't go 21 years. You can't go the 48 years. You can't get one wine where you keep priced wine. Old wine. You can't go pull up.
The story happened for somebody very close to me. The matter never finished. We see the stuff the matter till now. I know what mention it. The matter we see the stuff up till now. I swear, Tony.
That's it. See, you know, I only told you the parts where I was wise. Me too, I've been foolish. So we can use different stories to reflect the same situation. Familiarity. So I've told you where I was wise. Of course, I've been foolish too, in different ways.
As regards this context.
Yes, now familiarity. Now, no be familiarity. Is it not my guy? Is it not my father?
Waiting safe.
Waiting safe. Is it not just that? Is it not government?
We not just police.
She be not just this police. She be not just. She be not just.
Until the day the one that will come.
So when they catch you. You know, I ever say something. It's, you know, the personification of God. You know, we've used hand. So, and you say we're made in His
Own image.
His image and likeness.
Yes.
So, is it possible that, can I look at God as my father? Like, okay, I have an earthly father. Okay. If I offend my father, if I try some things, he go discipline me now. He go yell some things now. No. You may be getting away with some things. He's freeing you. You just touch one button. You just see
In trigger button.
You will just say no. You don't become familiar. There are some things you should not joke with. I told you about my mom. When one time I said my mom now my number one fan.
But also when she has to switch to become a mom.
When she switch like this, me self they know. I dey feel her. One day I called my mom's bluff. Maybe she won't nearly swear for me self. I know say yes. But I use Obojo. But I feel her.
Say something, don't
Yeah, I know say something happened. That's familiarity. They'll deal with you. So yeah, if we can personify God, why not? He will deal with you now.
Talking
as
about
loving as He is.
that deal, because I want it to sink into the heart of our friends. Because they need to say, oh, wait, maybe they should go and read the story of Eli. The consequences sometimes might be irreversible. That's the thing. Maybe I should say that again.
Yeah.
The consequences might be irreversible. And oftentimes, if you check from God's perspective, even as human perspective, oftentimes they are irreversible. It takes the grace of God. God did not reverse His decision on Eli. He said, far from me, Eli. I said you will be a priest at your house. Now go there, you are offering strange fire to me. You go to familiar. He said, far from me.
So that one.
He said, far from me. Eli and his children, they died. Saul, I told you to kill it all. Don't spare anything.
Yeah, you are giving me excuses. Obedience, that's where obedience is better than sacrifice.
Done. It became irreversible. Are you getting me out? So that's the danger of familiarity. It's not just for many people today, their life is taking the turn it's taking. Because somewhere along the line, they got too familiar with the opportunity they had. They got too familiar with the trailer head. They got too familiar with the one that has the blueprint. Just the way it became irreversible for Moses. That's the lesson there. We're not just talking. Oftentimes, it produces irreversible punishment. God said no. Because to undermine your decisions will undermine your own integrity too. Because there is a statement you want to make by saying, I will make you a scapegoat. So that if a lot hear what happened to it, they will not even think of it twice.
Some people have been too familiar with Nigeria. They can't see anything good. They don't see Nigeria finish. Meanwhile, maybe in the scope of plan, Nigeria has something for them.
Bigger and better than Japa.
Yeah. So you won't say you are over-familiar now. You could just treat them anyhow. So one time, many years ago, as a biker, you know, we bikers, we used to like to ride our bikes and explore different locations. So I could just leave Lagos and
before you go the bike as an example,
yeah.
Eat that talk when you talk, because it makes sense.
I did talk, I won't talk.
The Nigeria
familiar.
People have that Nigeria might have something. People become too familiar with Nigeria. Or we can talk about Nigerian stories. Don't be Nigeria.
They here now. So there's one place we used to go and buy bush meat and the palm wine. So we ride our bikes, Galivanto. So like 5 years or 6 years later, or some 7 years later, one of us got a property there. So we now went there. You know, as I speak to you, the minimum you can get a land where we used to go and eat that palm wine, that same place.
Now,
if you are not holding 40 million, you come. Same place. In fact, this place is very reserved. Very reserved. I have a friend that has a property there, and I have a few friends that have properties there. I wanted to get a property there myself. It was a bit hard. I couldn't just gather the money at that time. But it was a place we used to go and eat bush meat. It was a place we would just ride bush. We just eat bush meat there. We got too familiar with the place.
It got better with time.
Yes.
To you, all you could see there was bushmeat and palm wine.
Yeah, that's it.
You couldn't see the opportunity that was there at that time to invest.
Yes. So we used to also, you know, the reason I used the very mundane thing when you say bikers, you know, it looks as if, because we used to just
travel
every weekend, adventure round. We even ride our bikes out of the country. Now, there's this time we used to always go and eat in a town, in Oyo town. We used to have our English breakfast, or sometimes we like to have bread and akara because it was special. So we used to ride there with a group. So I noticed that a group of my guys, whenever we land and we're ordering and waiting and relaxing, 2 or 3 of them will just stay in one corner. We won't even see them. They'll first stroll. So one day I saw people coming in. You know, I thought, are we offended the township people? So I asked one of them, what, is there trouble? He says, no, there's no trouble. You know what the problem was? My guys have bought acres of land
there.
Yeah, so anytime we're riding and we're seeing land, they were seeing opportunities. They had bought acres. So those people riding the bulldozers, and so maybe they need money for fuel. So whenever they discover, we're coming, so they'll come and meet them. So I was wondering, why are these people always coming, villagers, or, you know, just
to them,
by extension to us? Because we'll just be sitting, bikers, 5 men. Some people just come wearing Ankara. We'll just be talking to, is there a problem? We could scatter this place or waiting.
No, they're coming to meet their master.
They're coming to meet their master. They don't buy acres of land.
They saw what you couldn't see.
Yeah, we were familiar with it. No be bush.
But they saw opportunity.
No bush now. No be that bush. Is it not the bushes and the jungles? We mature.
That became a city today. In fact, modern city.
Highly priced. So you can become familiar with a circumstance, with a situation, with a location. So you belittle it. That's why I claimed the town that I was. Of course, I live in Lagos. I even had a house. Mostly within Lagos, I get house for house. I get BQ. But I go see the wrong go some other towns where people don't see. And I had to claim the town for myself. I claimed the town for myself. My bad. I can go to other parts of the world, but I had to claim that place.
My bad.
So whenever I have buildings, I have property, I'm not okay. Thank God, at least I didn't over-familiarize myself and use this the place. I say, Shebi, it's just other Ibadan. Shebi Lagos did there. Shebi Abuja did there. Nobody.
And it yielded its fruit for you.
Fruit. So if we want to buy properties, the small money we will get for them, when they buy the property for Lagos, they buy for Abuja.
Yeah.
And then we can now claim those places too. Because we may not be over-familiar with the place too.
True.
So that's the way it works.
True. And with me, that's the same thing that's happening with Nigeria. I choose to see Nigeria differently. Even from abroad, I choose to see it differently, don't say. It has helped. Here's where we are. I choose to see it differently. I choose not to be familiar with it. And having said all that, not just with location, do you know the saddest thing is people get familiar with the days of their life, forgetting that every day is different.
Every day counts.
Every day is different. Every day is a new day. Even God said, this is the day the Lord has made. not the day, not
One of those days.
days. No, every day. Even he said his mercies, so they are new every morning. You know, so imagine people, they are just 25 and they are too familiar with the years of their life that
Shebi, I'm still a young man.
Or if he cannot get better at 25, let me put the blame on Nigeria or my parents, forgetting that I'm 25 but today is Monday. It's a new day.
What can I make
today?
What can I make out of this
today
day?
Can put a boundaries from all my wasted years. Today can be the day I can start afresh. Or the same, when Monday comes, they get familiar with Monday like it. Oh, what's there between Monday and Sunday? Is it from last week Monday? Tuesday comes, another opportunity, a new day to get up and do something better and stronger. To them, it's just another day. Don't he?
Let me shock you. I remember the day I became a billionaire. I'm sure anyone that listens now will be like, hey, he's a billionaire. Maybe can I get some money out of it? I actually remember the day I became a billionaire.
Interesting.
Because I didn't think it was possible. One day, I got the revelation. Pow! And the revelation looked easy. So we're waiting now. So I've said it now, Abi. We're waiting for the manifestation. But I've become it already. Because I already seen it.
Just it's time. What is in between is time. It
was explained to me simply. Maybe one of our friends can pick it as well. He just said his numbers. I say, what is number? My mind was just telling me that it is about numbers. One of the most useless figures is the most important figure. 0. Because when we times it by 0,
it's got to 0.
Yeah. So we just say 0 is
useless.
So it's useless. So is 0 nothing? No, 0 is 0. 0 is not nothing. So people will attribute 0.
It's named 0 for it.
Yeah. So with familiarity, I say 0 is nothing now. Could sing 0. Could sing Koko now. But put a 1 and put a 0 behind it, it becomes what?
10.
Put another 0 behind it, becomes what?
100.
Put another 0.
1,000.
Put another 0.
10,000.
Now, try and add 1 and zeros here plus 1s and zeros here. It gives you a high number. If for whatever reason it is a multiplication, you know what has just happened? So if it's 1 million times 1 million
and 1 billion.
So it looks as if to get 1 million and times about 1 million is a
multiplication. I was just going to say that. I didn't know you were going to learn like that.
So you can use 10, ordinary 10, multiply by what will give you 1 billion. Once you know what that thing is, try and make something 10 and try and make something 1 million. So it can be 10 naira, charge 1 million people 1,000 naira. You know what I will give you. If someone has the ability and a need, let's imagine you have a school or you have whatever and they need to pay 1 million naira and 100 million people have to pay that money, that's about 100 billion. That was it. Now that day I become billionaire.
Just the key is maintain productivity. And when you choose to do nothing, you're operating by division. So it's a day where you can become great, but because your ability to do nothing, you're dividing your values, your possibilities of greatness.
So you know the importance of that day that you cannot get familiar with. Because that day might be the day you need to plant that oak tree. Because that day you put that seed on the ground, you won't see it. But that day is the day you put it in the ground.
A good example.
That tree will
grow. Recently we just having a talk about a business proposal, and I said, this kind of business is science. You remember?
Yeah.
I got too familiar with, I wasn't pragmatic with my view, and we said, Midi, if we start now, me and you will make it. For example, you were like, come on, don't get familiar with the norms. get familiar with the logic behind success that is applicable anywhere. The act of using your reasoning beyond the norm, being pragmatic, not dogmatic. There are some certain things they will tell you in life. Oh, this one, or to get it done like this, or this is it. This is, you have to do this, do that. To being dogmatic with it, and we never challenge the status quo. Ends. So, in other words, we get familiar with what's the right word we use for this?
Status quo, like
yes,
the condition of things.
Yes,
that's where they do it.
Yes.
Norms.
Yes, the norm, which is even a major problem in the religious sector today. No one is questioning anything. So the familiarity thing that brings
Content.
look at the content of familiarity in all our society. Look at the content it keeps bringing. Look at the trouble of the content, don't you, that it keeps bringing. Ideally, content has said the feeling that a person or a thing is worthless or beneath consideration. That's the dictionary meaning of contempt. The feeling that a person or a thing is worthless or beneath consideration. You just lose the value for that thing. It got too familiar. You know, it's a major societal problem. You know, so rounding up, what do you think, you and I, to our other friends, in our own understanding from this exposition, what do you think is the measure people can take? Because there are a lot today. We're talking about their story.
Okay, so I think that once somebody knows, once you're aware of something, you can now have the consciousness in your mind to see when you're becoming too familiar, or to see when someone is becoming too familiar to you. So you could be the perpetrator, and you could also be the victim. But it's important to know, to recognize familiarity once it comes. So there's where they say, see finish. See finish. See finish. There's one saying by an artist. It says, bring pepper soup for this, my friend. Give him beer. Give him cigar. Because that's all that is good for. They don't see you finish now. Every day you come. You want something.
Just give away team.
Yeah, just give him. Give him pepper soup. Give him cigar. Give him beer. Give him good. So familiarity, there's depletion of value.
Automatically.
Yes. So we've used different examples. We started with the institutions as we're rounding up. We've explained that from the family unit. So brother fit see, sister finish. Sister fit see, brother finish.
Marriage.
Wife fit see, husband finish. Husband fit see, wife finish.
Waiting they go do.
Neighborhood. Neighbors fit see themselves finish.
Employer
to employee.
Citizens
Colleagues,
and government. Yeah.
Citizens and government. We don't see government finish. We see we don't even they pay tax. I dey collect revenue for one state. See where my ear don't hear. People don't want to pay. So I was like, wait, but we didn't used to. So they will now say, but we didn't used to pay this thing before. We now tell them, look, the government workers that were there before, they say don't see government finish. They know even they do government work. So once you recognize it, then you can start to adjust. Make adjustments here. And for our friends, you may not immediately get it 100%. But like we said, you want to plant an oak tree, that day, don't get too familiar with days too. That day is an important day. Plant that seed. If that's all you can
do at that time,
one day it will grow to be a mighty tree. So yes, don't get too familiar. Don't be a victim, and don't be the perpetrator. That's what I would say.
Self-control. Patient. Discipline. These are the things where there is no self-control, it sets you back. back to familiarity.
Yeah.
Either you bridge boundaries. That's a reason for self-control. You bridge boundaries. Discipline. If you're not disciplined enough, like I mentioned, I said foolishness. Some people are just naturally foolish. It won't take you long to see them bridging the boundaries and acting very familiar. Less than 24 hours already invading your space to the point where you're so incomfortable. You're already like, I want to just get rid of this person. Next, they just, even some, all kind of things. Patience. Like they say, patience is a virtue. People are, because they're not patient enough, then they just want to use you quickly. I suppose if they are patient enough and be strategic, through you they can get what they want to get if they follow your leadership. When instead they see you as what they will use, but not you as a system for them to grow. Do you understand? And more often times, I think if they find it very difficult to bridge you, then their natural reaction is disrespect, because they are frustrated now. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Makes a lot.
They can't steal from you, they are frustrated, so they will throw tantrum. Kinigon, what's the problem? He's coming, get up. All of you can get up from my
Bros, I just respect you.
You get.
Don't let me carry.
You are
for you.
Yes, they are responding to a self agenda that is not healthy. You understand? Only if they are patient and say, okay, I'm in this place, I can see the opportunity, let me put my head down and do the need to follow the structure, and one day I will be this. No, they want to follow they just want what you want now. Self-interest beyond boundaries, because a lot of human society are engulfed with this, especially in marriage or marriages. You like, I thought you are in this because of love, this and that, so it's a societal thing. We might not have a specific answer for it now, but the common thought to be, if you can exercise self-control,
true,
discipline, patient, and just sometimes I would say,
no, look away, just the greed. Greed also contributes to familiarity,
because something must be, you can take water easy that the price. This is 50K or 100,000. Are you even earning that? So take water, but no, a wolf, like they say in Nigeria. You're not the one that first saw their wolf, but you're the only one that is greedy enough to want a bite. And you have to break the boundary.
Do you know some people will eat? They will go to the bathroom, they will puke
and come back
and eat,
because it's a wolf to them.
When they are going for parties, they all the liver salt.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It looks so subtle in conversation what we're saying, but it's like a thread of the society, like a cankerworm moving, and it has caused, like the major thing I said, like I did mention, most of the damage as a result of this, a lot of time they are irreversible. Even if an employer should fire somebody like that, then I don't want this person around me again. Even in relationship, even in, and even a lot that jackpot forever. Even from abroad, they keep speaking bad of Nigeria that you have left, as if that place where you are is better. You understand? But all these things, they are crucial things. We all cannot mention all at once. The good thing is, this is mentioned here today, and we all caught up one way or the other in the past. But we woke up early enough, because when you start losing opportunities, you want to say, let me examine myself. What is going on here? This person was a prize when I had this person. This opportunity was a prize. What was going on? And you realize, I got too familiar. Like you said about your boss, and you quickly control yourself and adjust, and just like they say, day your lane. understand gender role, understand accountability. So thank you, Dante.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Always.
helping me out with this.
Always.
Thank you so much.
Always.
It's always a pleasure. It's been another wonderful episode today in the house with my guest, Dante. We just have to stop because it's a very, very extensive topic. And I know, even as we're discussing about it, in your own way, you're already analyzing it in a different dimension, that you're already viewing this. It's just to initiate this understanding, and then we'll leave the rest for you to complete in your own pace. Again, it's always a pleasure to have you tune into our program. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and also click the notification button to get more program like this when they come your way. Till next time, I'm saying goodbye for now. Thank you.